Hello and welcome to the In News series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be discussing the topic of that finally Sweden has got approval for its entry in NATO, and the country Turkey, that is Turkey, has approved of Sweden's bid to join NATO. So first of all, about the points of discussion, first we'll be looking at the news, then Sweden and its NATO bid, what is NATO, alliances of NATO, and in the end a prelims practice question. Topic is of relevance from general studies paper 2, that is groupings. From exam perspective, first of all about NATO and the members of NATO. So before starting, this is the last day that you can avail the special Drishti discount on the occasion of Republic Day. The link is given in the description box. So you can go and check out the 20 to 50% discount which is available on all online pen drive and test series courses, as it will get over on 25th of January. So the news talks about Turkey finally backs Sweden's NATO bid. So Turkey, which was against the joining of Sweden into NATO, has now finally approved that Sweden's bid to join NATO. Why the opposition? Why it changed its stance? So the reason for Turkey's opposition, and now why is it that Turkey has changed its stance and is now in favor of Sweden to join NATO? Now, first of all, about the news. So Sweden's attempt to join NATO has cleared a major hurdle, because when Sweden thought of joining NATO, it was Turkey and Hungary which was not in favor of Sweden joining NATO, but now Turkey has approved of Sweden's bid to join NATO, and Turkey's parliament has supported its membership. And for new membership, the rule that in NATO a new member can only be allowed to become a member only when all the members of the NATO, all the existing members of the NATO will approve of the membership. That all the existing members have to approve it, that is consensus has to be there. Turkey and Hungary had been opposing Sweden's entry for almost in the past 2 years. So in the last 2 years, Turkey and Hungary, they were not approving of Sweden's bid to join NATO. Now why does Sweden want to join NATO? Now Sweden has been a country which has not taken part in any of the world wars which has taken place till now, that is the World War I and the World War II, and in the Cold War also Sweden was not a member. So Sweden has recently joined the European Union and has also collaborated with NATO. So Sweden now wanted to join NATO, and neutrality had to be abandoned after Russia invaded Ukraine, because Sweden was not a part of World War I, World War II or the Cold War. So it was always a neutral country. But now, seeing the scenario which is going on in the global politics or in the global map, and especially after the Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the political support or the public voice in Sweden was in favor of Sweden joining NATO. So the public of the Sweden also wanted Sweden to join NATO, and this was one of the reasons that why the Sweden has now thought of joining NATO. So the public opinion increasingly in favor of joining NATO, and both Sweden and Finland applied for membership in the year 2022. So first, the Scandinavian countries like Sweden and Finland, they applied to join NATO in the year 2022. Finland bid was cleared at that point of time only, but Sweden's bid to join NATO ran into stiff opposition from Turkey and Hungary. Now, what will Sweden bring to NATO? Now that Sweden has not taken part in any of the world war, or also was not in side in any of side in be it US or the Soviet Union when it comes to Cold War. So what is it that NATO will get from Sweden? So if Sweden becomes a member, then almost all the Baltic countries will also become a member, except the countries which have Russian control, like especially the countries of the Baltic Sea, like for example the Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, these countries which are considered to be the Baltic countries, so they are part of NATO. So with Sweden joining NATO, majority of the Baltic countries will also be a member of NATO. So NATO will get strength in the neighborhood of Russia. So it will also provide the alliance strategic bases close to Russia, and also the countries which are of Baltic region or the Baltic Sea. The more the number of countries join NATO, the more the NATO will get closer to Russia's border. And this is also one of the reasons, and you can say the major reason, that Russia did not wanted NATO countries or NATO military to come close to Russia's borders. And with Sweden joining in, Finland also joining in, the NATO nations are becoming more strong. And this will also make supply lines more streamlined and make it easier to defend assets in the sea. Now that more and more countries which has a coastline with majority of the bigger seas, so if more and more number of countries who share a big coastline with the sea becomes a member of NATO, then the navy strength or the maritime strength of NATO will ultimately increase. And it has advanced aircraft and submarine capabilities. So the submarines and the advanced aircraft that Sweden has, they will also bring it on the table to NATO. And this is how NATO can also benefit from the inclusion of Sweden in NATO. Now about NATO. So NATO stands for the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and this was formed by the, or this was established by the North Atlantic Treaty, and the North Atlantic Treaty is also known as the Washington Treaty, and it was found in the year 1949. 1949. So look at this map. So this map is a map of the members of the NATO countries. So the dark maroon color which you are able to see, so these are the countries which were founder members in the year 1949. And then there are other countries which joined in later in from 1950 to 1996. Then the countries joined from 1997 to 2002. Then the light pink color which joined in 2023, and then the yellow color which are applying to join it. So that is Sweden. So and Finland, it has become a member in 2023, and both Sweden and Finland applied for the membership in the year 2022, and it NATO country or the NATO alliance is headed by, or you can say that the front runner of NATO alliance is the United States of America, and the aim is to provide collective security against the Soviet Union. So this was also the aim with which it was set up, but then the Soviet Union got disintegrated in the year 1991-92. But the major aim for which NATO is known, that is of collective security, that if any country attacks a NATO country, then it will be considered an attack on the NATO countries or the NATO. So all the countries which are member of NATO alliance will come for the defense of that particular country. So this is the clause which is the most famous clause of NATO, and currently it has 30 members, and the recent joinee was in the year 2020 North Macedonia, and after that it will be Finland and Sweden whenever the official announcement would be made. So and the headquarters of NATO is in Belgium. Then what are the objectives of NATO? So the major and the most basic objective is to safeguard the freedom and security of all its members by political and military means. So if any country will be under pressure and any country will be attacked by some outside nation or by some other country, then all the countries or all the members of the NATO, all the signatories of the NATO will consider it as an attack on themselves and will come to defend that country. So it's an attack on one will be considered an attack on all. So the collective defense clause of NATO's founding treaty, that is Article 5 of the Washington Treaty. So Washington Treaty is the treaty through which NATO was established, and clause 5, that is Article 5, is about collective defense, as I just told you. And if we talk about how the decisions are taken in NATO, then all 30 allies have an equal say. It means all the members of the NATO has an equal say. It means all the 30 members will have their own vote, and that is why in the Sweden's case it was Hungary and Turkey which was not giving their vote in favor of Sweden to join, and that is the reason that Sweden was not able to join. The alliance decisions must be unanimous and consensual. So it has to be agreed by every single member. Then NATO is funded by its members. So how the NATO's military or how NATO works is that all the member countries of the NATO, they give funding. So it is the members who are running the NATO, and majority of the fund is given by the United States of America. So the US contributes roughly around 3/4 of NATO's budget, as US is also the front runner in this. Now about the alliances of NATO. What are the other alliances in which NATO is present? So that is the Euro-Atlantic Partnership Council. It is a 50-nation multilateral forum for dialogue and consultation. Then comes the Mediterranean Dialogue. The aim of the Mediterranean Dialogue is to contribute to security and stability in NATO's Mediterranean and North African neighborhood. So third is Istanbul Cooperation Initiative. It aims to contribute to long-term global and regional security by offering non-NATO countries in the broader Middle East region the opportunity to cooperate with the NATO countries. So these are the alliances of NATO. In association with these alliances, NATO protects their own country, and if you will see that major aim is always security. Euro-Atlantic Partnership Council, Mediterranean Dialogue, and Istanbul Cooperation Initiative. Now in the end, a prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. Which among the following countries is the latest member to join NATO officially? So that is Sweden, North Macedonia, Finland, or Norway. So give me the answer in the comment section. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.